let's move on to the next one. The biggest actual news that came out was Bobby Slowik got promoted. He was our senior pass game coordinator in 2025. Some of you know the name as he was the offense coordinator of the Houston Texans from 2022 to 2024. Well, I think he got the short end of the stick in Houston when you look at his resume. We're going to go through it here in just a minute. But overall, a top 15 offense with the Texans in C.J. Stroud's first year. They had a top 20 offense. The second year, it dropped a little bit. They made the division round both times, and then they fired him. So I'm not really sure the disconnect. Maybe they thought there needed to be a change. But overall, I think this is a solid hire. But we're going to go through the resume, and I'll break down exactly why I think he's a good hire. So 2010 started out as a video assistant with the Washington Redskins. Then moves his way up in 2011 through 2013 to be a defensive assistant with the Redskins at the time, now Commanders. He actually worked with Rob Jackson and Ryan Kerrigan. And actually, surprisingly, he had success at this position. Posted career highs. Rob Jackson posted career highs in tackles, sacks, and interceptions. And that was because Brian Orakpo went down with an injury, so Jackson had to step up. So he took on that role. And then Kerrigan earned his first Pro Bowl. And that was with Bobby Slowik coaching. So that's already good with the defensive assistant, and we're seeing some success. 2014 to 2016, he is a pro football focus analyst, so he's giving grades out. He's grading players. He did that for a couple years, and then he gets back into the NFL game, goes and becomes a defensive quality control coach for the 49ers. That's where he worked with Jeff Hafley. That overlapped for 1 year. That was before Jeff Hafley went to Ohio State. Then Shanahan brings him over to the offensive side in 2019 to be an offensive assistant, and then moves his way up from offensive assistant from 2019 to 2020, goes to 2021, passing game specialist with the 49ers. While the passing game specialist, Debo earned AP First Team All-Pro, first Pro Bowl, and Kittle earned a Pro Bowl as well, his second. So already success at two different stops when he's become an assistant or he's been the pass game specialist. We're seeing success at multiple positions and at multiple levels. And he keeps working his way up. 2022 becomes the offensive pass game coordinator with the 49ers. Then let's go to 2023. Works his way up. He's the OC now. D'Amico Ryan's got the head coaching job, brings in Bobby Slowik. So he already knows what Slowik can do because he was in San Francisco. And while he was with the Texans, top 15 offense in 2023. Yes, that was an easy schedule. That was like one of the easier schedules in the league. However, top 15 offense. They won the AFC South, and they went to the divisional round of the playoffs. Then, what did he do the next year? It dropped off a little bit. Still a top 20 offense in the National Football League. They won the AFC South again, and then made the divisional round, where they ended up losing. But when we look at it as a whole, then he comes in to 2025, becomes a senior pass game coordinator with Miami. So when you look at it as a whole, Bobby Slowik as an OC is good. And when you're looking at what he did for the Texans, I mean, top 20 offense, top 15 and a top 20 offense, 2 years. They won the division twice. That's something Miami hasn't done since 2008. Haven't won in a playoff game since 2000. This offense needed to be changed up a little bit. I was calling for Bobby Slowik to be the OC play caller. Well, Mike McDaniel was there this last season. We started out so bad. I'm like, why not give Bobby Slowik a shot and see if we can turn this team around while McDaniel was the one taking care of all the head coaching responsibilities, because I felt that could have helped him a little bit. But he didn't do it. Nonetheless, he's out anyway. So Bobby Slowik, now the OC. I think the Philadelphia Eagles saw what I saw in Bobby Slowik, somebody who can bring a different mindset to the Dolphins offense. And he has a little bit of a defensive background a little bit, so that can help him a little bit in terms of when he's calling plays. However, ultimately, he's had success, a track record of it. He's moved up. So at the end of the day, I think this is a solid hire for Jeff Hafley. It'll be interesting to see if he's just a bridge or if he's going to be a head coach that could be potentially going to a head coaching role in the next couple of years. But a positive note of this is that we don't have to change personnel. He uses the West Coast offense, which is exactly what Mike McDaniel was using, so don't really have to change personnel as much. Hopefully we can draft that offensive line, build that up a little bit, and help Slowik out. But ultimately, I think not having to change personnel means maybe not as many roster decisions as we would have had to think had we brought someone else in who's never been an OC or never been a play caller before. So ultimately, great hire by Jeff Hafley here.